Good evening everyone and welcome on this day, the 17th of June. It's a fine sunny Sunday here in Holland, and as you can see today we're sat next to each other, Mario and Ian, because we're about to start a new experience together. Up until now you've received our monthly energy reports, oftentimes, most of the time written by me, with little bits and pieces added by Mario, and certainly the last year or so. But now, in these higher energies, we've decided to change to a video message.
Oh, why?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think you can feel our energy.
Yeah.
You can explain
Yeah.
a lot of things, not only on paper but live.
With words and
With
energy.
words, yes.
Yeah, and then you can see us as well. That's always an added bonus, because people who can see energy fields, the auras, can certainly see our energy fields and auras as well. And in that way, many of you, certainly through the vibrations, the tones, the colours, you'll be able to see that we are speaking our truth as to where we are in our journey. So, as this is a new experiment, we just start today with what we've been experiencing certainly the last month or so. Let's start with the Venus transit. Goodness gracious, that was extremely powerful, extremely energetic.
Yes.
Certainly in the very beginning, as we went from the full moon to the eclipse to the Venus transition, we went through a heck of a lot of emotions, ups and downs, and ins and outs, and circles. Oftentimes changing between very, very bright and bubbly, and then all of a sudden something tiny had happened and we'd bounce way down and go back down low.
And why? That are our own blockages.
Yeah. Yeah, we were definitely being faced with our own old energies, old programs, the reviving or the surviving ones, and they were going very, very deep inside of us, and that's another reason that they were going so powerfully and so fast. And one of the main energies, certainly even from the Venus transition on the 6th of June, one of the main topics, and you only need to look out into the world and understand that this indeed is the case, chaos. Now we want to talk just a moment about chaos, because you see, one of the beautiful energies of the Venus transition was, or is love. Now, we all know that the opposite to love is hate. The opposite to light is darkness. And it's this topic at the moment that we want to talk about, because we also personally have experienced this in our own lives. When certain events take place, we can go into, if you will, a negative energy. And guess what? It was proven to us without a shadow of doubt, categorically, that when we go into the negatives,
yes,
the darkness attaches, because as the light energy and love energy has got stronger and stronger for many of us, when we doubt and go into anger and fear, then darkness really hits us as well, and that has also become even more vamped up and powerful, if you will.
Because what you pay your attention on will grow.
What you place your attention on, absolutely, and many of you of course know this. Where you place your attention, it'll expand and it'll grow. So we're really being put to the test right now,
yes,
aren't we, sweetie? To really monitor our thoughts, our creative capabilities, to study what we're doing and watch and follow what we're doing, and when we're going into the negatives, oh boy, it's happening fast.
Yes.
It's coming at us like a freight train. Not an old steam locomotive anymore. It's coming at us, well actually let's turn that around. It's coming at us like a rocket. That's how fast it's going now.
And we have found a solution for this.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The first thing that we do,
to accept totally ourselves.
Actually, that's a grand opening, because in some of our last letters and messages and films that you've been able to enjoy, we've talked about mindfulness. And those of you who have studied somewhat the concept of mindfulness, one of the things that they focus the attention on is, you know, it's okay to be human.
Yes.
It's okay sometimes to be
Angry.
mad, angry, peed off. I used a nice word there, didn't I? It's okay to do that, as long as you don't go into guilt afterwards, that you, if you will, simply say, okay, well, wow, alright, I guess I haven't mastered that yet. But you know what? I accept that that's still a part of Ian, or I accept
Mario.
that's still a part of Mario, and you do it too.
Yes.
And the simple fact of the matter that you totally accept that where you are at that moment in time, somehow or other, it's being enlightened.
Yes.
Now the ins and outs of it, we don't really know, we can't really explain it, but it does work.
Yes, and we give in the last video a beautiful exercise when you can do this for yourself, when you feel angry and the angriness grows.
Yeah.
Step in the exercise we did,
Yeah.
and let it go. It will flow away out of your body.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put the link under the film here, of course, but we'll also put the link at the end, you know, when we send out the newsletter, because you'll still get it from our autoresponder. But we'll put these two links in there so that you can actually read this newsletter to start off with, or listen to this newsletter to start off with. And the second link there is going to be the link of that little exercise, and we've been doing it today as well. And although when we did it a couple of hours ago we were feeling really high, but also we were feeling extremely at peace.
Yes, and grounded.
Yeah, well, yeah, peace, yeah, just peace.
I give you a word. I feel totally in gratitude, in peace, in love, in happy to be me.
Yeah, there you go. That's a beautiful one. Happy to be you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, folks, because we've been doing this a couple of months, and that's one of the reasons that Mario and I have been so quiet and we haven't sent out any messages, because we had to go through this and understand it on a mental level so that we can come back and share it with you. What we have understood and learned is to accept the mindfulness, to accept. We've noticed in simply accepting and then asking our guides for assistance, help, magical things have been taking place.
Yes, and that's why we found heartfulness.
Yeah, eventually we were looking at the word mindfulness. And of course, when you're using the mind is still attached to the ego, it's still attached to the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, the central of duality, central point of duality. And when you really go into heartfulness, which is probably the next step, if you will, then you're going into the higher heart chakra. Some people see it here, some people see it just here. It's not really important where you feel it, but you're going into the higher heart chakra, and as we've said before, the higher heart chakra does not know duality.
It's only love.
It's only love.
Acceptance.
Love, acceptance, indeed. It's a higher understanding of how this universe works, and we will definitely get into discussions on that as we share more and more of these messages with you as to how that appears to be working right now. But for today, we just wanted to introduce ourselves and to introduce what's going on in June, to introduce this new way of sharing our messages with you together, Mario and I, as a beautiful energy, an energy dance, because that's basically what Mario and I are. We have become the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Yes, we've embodied each other in each other. We've found that balance of oneness. Not at all times, of course, but certainly we've found it in a great deal of the things that we're doing. And because of that, our lives have become much more enriched, much more full of love. And not only for each other, for the things that we do, for what we put out.
Yes, definitely this time is a phase of free ourselves of all the old patterns.
Yeah. You know what, folks? We can certainly understand as you watch the news, as you look at certainly at the moment how Greece seems to be being forced into making a choice, step out of the euro, or to stay with it and stay in debt and stay in poverty and stay in problems. Well, we don't really know how that's going to pan out, but we do know that at some point this financial system as it is will have to fail. So if it does happen with Greece, yeah, so you're getting goosebumps,
yes.
Okay. Don't go into fear, folks. It needs to happen. And it needs to happen on a grand scale, because every single one of us on the planet has to be got attention. We have to get the attention of every being on the planet. And it's only then, when we've got the attention, that people will start to say, wait a minute, this is screwed up. There has to be another way. And in some countries in the world, it's already starting to happen. So the changes we are already starting to see happen.
I want to share something.
Mm-hmm.
Please, don't be a participant.
Participant?
Yes. Of all these fears, changes, chaos. Be an observer.
That's beautiful.
Shine your light on it.
That's another part of mindfulness and heartfulness. Don't go into judgment. Don't allow yourself to go into fear or into the negative energies. Simply be an observer. Just see what's happening. And if you can, lift yourself above the situation and just observe it from above. And that we have also been able to do, and because we're able to observe it from above, 9 times out of 10, we're also able to see exactly what's happening and why it's happening. And this little exercise that we've put in at the bottom of the message, and we've created another one today that's going to help people to experience, at least on an entry level, the experience of oneness. We're going to share that one with you today, and we'd love to hear and receive your comments and your suggestions and ideas and thoughts and maybe even questions.
Yes.
We'd love to answer your questions through this medium. Have you got anything else that you'd like to share, my dear?
No.
No?
I'm happy to be free.
Yeah.
And to be me.
Happy to be free and to be me. Oh, yes. I like that one.
Yes.
And we're also, of course, happy to be in service to our brothers and sisters anywhere and everywhere all around the world. For this is our purpose here on earth.
Yes, to share assist. It. Yes, and to share it with everybody who wants to see, watch our videos.
And those of you that haven't seen our videos, well, go to one of our websites, click on the golden heart, and you'll eventually get them all. And my goodness, there are a lot of them now.
Yes.
We've made a heck of a lot of videos.
Yes.
So there's another little thing that you could enjoy and certainly experience expansion on all consciousness levels through those videos. There are so many of them. There's always going to be something in there for every single one of you that are watching this right now. So go to our sites, click on the golden heart and start that going. Join us. And please, please, please do come back with your questions, suggestions, tips, ideas. Oh, and please do keep them light.
Yes.
Yeah, just like we said, folks, you know, if you wish, come back with positive suggestions, positive ideas. As we've said, Maya and I are here on this earth plane to be in service to humanity. Help us with your questions, with your tips, with your ideas. Help us to help expand, to reach out to as many souls as we can here on earth. Help us to sow seeds.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful one that we often use. We only have the ability to sow seeds. Our words are our seeds. You are the ground that they fall on. And so it's up to you whether you give them light, love, nurturing, water, whatever to make them grow. We can't do that. So it's up to you. So again, help us to help. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
And have a beautiful summer.
Yes. And a lot of sun, light, love. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Until
you.
our next message.
Yes.
This was Ian.
And Mario.
And Mario. Bye for now.
Bye bye.